I'm standing in Morrison's jewelry store on Fifth Avenue, and my hands won't stop shaking. The clerk, a nervous woman with reading glasses perched on her nose, keeps apologizing. Her voice sounds far away, like I'm underwater. "I'm so sorry, Miss Monroe. Your stepmother sold it 2 days ago. Wednesday afternoon, around 3 o'clock. My pulse hammers in my ears. The empty velvet tray sits between us, mocking me. That sapphire necklace was supposed to be there, waiting for me safe. That necklace wasn't hers to sell, I whisper, but my voice cracks halfway through. Tears blur my vision. The store's bright lights become watery stars. My throat tightens until I can barely breathe. This isn't just theft. This is betrayal carved into my chest with a dull knife. The clerk touches my arm gently, but I pull away. I need air. I need to think. I need to understand how Denise could do this. Where are you watching from today? Drop your location in the comments below and hit that like and subscribe button if you've ever felt betrayed by family. You'll definitely want to stick around for what happened next. My body moves before my brain catches up. I'm stumbling toward the door, pushing it open, stepping into Portland's afternoon rain. The cold hits my face, but I barely feel it. My chest heaves. I can't get enough air. People rush past me with umbrellas, annoyed that I'm standing in the middle of the sidewalk. I don't care. My mind flashes to last night. Denise sitting across from me at dinner, that syrupy smile plastered on her face. "You look tired, Ella. Are you taking care of yourself?" Her voice was so sweet, so concerned. Lies. All lies. While she sat there pretending to care, she'd already sold my mother's necklace. Already pocketed the money. Already erased another piece of Mom from this world. I remember Mom's voice from years ago, soft and warm. "Promise me you'll keep it safe, sweetheart. This necklace survived storms, just like we will." But I didn't keep it safe. I trusted the wrong person. My grief now has a face, and it's wearing my stepmother's perfect makeup. My name is Ella Monroe. I'm 27 years old, and I design graphics for a small advertising firm here in Portland. I live in a cramped apartment that smells like coffee and printer ink. My life is ordinary. Quiet. Until today, I thought I was handling my father's death okay. I thought I was managing. That sapphire necklace was the last real piece of my mother I had left. Mom died when I was 16. Cancer took her slowly, painfully, over 18 months. Dad remarried 3 years later to Denise Fletcher, a woman who smiled too much and hugged too tight. I didn't trust her then. I definitely don't trust her now. The necklace wasn't just jewelry. It was Mom's voice telling me bedtime stories. It was her perfume, lavender and vanilla. It was her laugh, bright and unexpected. It was every memory I had left that felt real and solid and mine. Now it's gone. Denise made sure of it. And I'm standing in the rain, soaked through, trying to figure out how to breathe around this rage that's filling my lungs like water. I need to remember Mom before Denise erased her. I close my eyes and force myself back to better days. I'm 12 years old, sitting at Mom's vanity while she gets ready for some work event. She's wearing a navy dress, and the sapphire necklace catches the lamplight. "This was your grandmother's," Mom says, touching the pendant gently. "She gave it to me on my wedding day. Said it was a reminder that beauty survives even storms." I watch her in the mirror. Her eyes are bright, alive. "Someday this will be yours, Ella. When you're ready." She traces the sapphire with her thumb, a habit I'd seen 1,000 times. That gesture was love made visible. Then the memory shifts. I'm 19, sitting in a church pew. Dad's getting remarried. Denise stands at the altar in white, inappropriate for a second wedding, but she insisted. She's beautiful in a calculated way. Every hair in place. Perfect makeup. Practice smile. Something about her makes my skin crawl, but I can't explain it. Not yet. Dad looks happy though. That's what matters, I tell myself. That's what I keep telling myself for years. At first, Denise played her role perfectly. She brought me coffee in the mornings. Asked about my design projects. Complimented my clothes. "You have such a creative eye, Ella," she'd say, touching my shoulder. But there were moments. Small things that felt wrong. Once, I wore the sapphire necklace to a family dinner. Denise's eyes narrowed. You still wear that old thing? Her tone was light, almost teasing. But her smile didn't reach her eyes. Your mother had such traditional taste. The way she said traditional made it sound like an insult. Another time, I found her in my childhood room, going through my mother's jewelry box. Just organizing, she explained quickly. Your father asked me to sort through some things. But Dad never asked her to touch Mom's belongings. I knew that. I felt it. Behind her charm was something cold. Resentment, maybe. Or calculation. The kind that grows roots slowly, quietly, until it chokes everything else. I should have seen it sooner. I should have protected what was mine. But grief makes you stupid. Grief makes you trust people you shouldn't. Dad died 6 months ago. Heart attack. Sudden. Brutal. One morning he's drinking coffee and reading the newspaper. That afternoon, he's gone. I fell apart completely. Couldn't work. Couldn't sleep. Couldn't function. Denise took over everything. The funeral arrangements. The estate paperwork. The house keys. She moved through Dad's death like a woman with a checklist. Efficient. Organized. Cold. Don't worry about anything, she told me at the funeral, squeezing my hand. I'll handle it all. You just grieve. I was grateful then. Too broken to question her. Too lost to wonder why she was so calm. The safe where Mom's jewelry was kept sat in Dad's study. Denise had the combination. Your father gave it to me years ago, she explained. For emergencies. I didn't think to change it. Didn't think to check what was inside. My grief was too raw, too overwhelming. I spent weeks in a fog, barely eating, barely existing. And while I drowned in sadness, Denise was planning, calculating, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Her condolences were rehearsed. Every "I'm so sorry" sounded like she'd practiced it in front of a mirror. 3 weeks after Dad's funeral, I go looking for the necklace. I need something to hold on to. Something real. I need to feel close to Mom again. The safe is in Dad's study, behind a painting of mountains that he loved. I know the combination. I spin the dial carefully. The safe opens with a soft click. Inside are documents, some cash, Dad's watch. But the blue velvet box where the necklace lived is gone. My stomach drops. I search the safe twice, then 3 times. Nothing. I find Denise in the kitchen, chopping vegetables for dinner. Classical music plays from a speaker. She looks up when I enter, smiling. Have you seen Mom's necklace? I try to keep my voice steady. The sapphire one from the safe? Denise shrugs, not even pausing her chopping. Maybe you misplaced it, sweetie. Things get moved around during stressful times. Her casual tone feels like gasoline poured on my grief. My hands ball into fists. I want to scream. Want to grab her shoulders and shake her until she tells the truth. But I swallow the anger instead. Shove it down deep where it burns quietly, waiting. 2 days later, I'm back at Morrison's jewelry store. I needed to see for myself. Needed confirmation before I exploded. The clerk remembers the transaction clearly. Yes, a woman named Denise Fletcher sold us a sapphire necklace on Wednesday. Quite valuable. Art Deco style, platinum setting, salon sapphire. We gave her $18,000. 18,000. Mom's legacy. Sold like it meant nothing. Can I see the receipt? I ask. My voice sounds distant, mechanical. The clerk hesitates, then prints a copy. There it is. Black ink on white paper. Denise Fletcher. Her signature. Her driver's license number. Proof that she's a thief. I fold the receipt carefully and put it in my pocket. My hands are trembling again, but this time it's not grief. It's cold, clear fury. The kind that sharpens your mind instead of clouding it. I drive home slowly, gripping the steering wheel too tight. The receipt burns against my leg like a brand. When I get to my apartment, I don't cry. Don't scream. Don't call Denise and rage at her. Instead, I sit on my bed and stare at that piece of paper. You taught me patience, Mom, I whisper to the empty room. Let's use it now. I spend the night planning. Not revenge. Something smarter. Something permanent. Denise thinks she's won. She thinks I'm too weak, too grief-stricken to fight back. She's wrong. The next morning, I call Denise. My voice is bright, friendly. Hey, I wanted to thank you for helping organize Dad's things. I know it's been hard on you too. Silence. Then her sugary voice comes through the phone. Oh, Ella. Of course, sweetheart. We're family. We take care of each other. Family. The word tastes like poison. I was thinking, I continue, maybe I could help with the house? Go through more of Dad's belongings? I know you've been doing everything alone. Denise practically purrs. That would be wonderful. Come over this weekend. Perfect. See you Saturday. I hang up and smile. Not a happy smile. A hunter's smile. For the next few days, I play the role of grieving daughter perfectly. I text Denise about memories of Dad. I ask her advice about work. I send her articles about coping with loss. She eats it up. Responds with heart emojis and words of encouragement. She thinks I'm broken. She thinks she's safe. But I'm watching everything now. What she touches. Where she keeps documents. Who she calls when she thinks no one's listening. Saturday morning, I arrive at Dad's house with coffee and pastries. Denise hugs me at the door. You're so thoughtful, Ella. The house still smells like Dad's cologne. It hurts to breathe here. But I push through the pain. Stay focused. We spend hours sorting through Dad's closets. Denise talks constantly, filling the silence with chatter about her charity work and her friend group. I nod. Smile. Ask questions. Act interested. But I'm watching her. Really watching her. I notice she keeps checking her phone. Notice how she steers me away from Dad's office. Notice the new bracelet on her wrist, diamonds catching the light. That's beautiful, I say, pointing at it. She blushes, touching it self-consciously. Oh, this old thing? I've had it forever. Lie. I've never seen it before. While Denise is in the bathroom, I slip into Dad's office. The filing cabinet is unlocked. Inside, I find insurance documents. And there it is. Mom's necklace policy, still active. Insured for $25,000. In Mom's name, listing me as beneficiary. My heart races. This is it. This is leverage. I take photos with my phone, making sure to capture every detail. Then I put everything back exactly as I found it. When Denise returns, I'm sitting innocently on the couch, scrolling through my phone. Find anything interesting? She asks. I smile. Just memories. Over the next week, I research everything about insurance fraud. I learn about theft reporting, about proving ownership, about what happens when someone sells property that isn't legally theirs. The necklace was insured in Mom's name. When she died, it should have transferred to me, her daughter. Dad never changed the paperwork. Never put Denise's name on anything related to Mom's jewelry. That means legally, morally, in every way that matters, that necklace is mine. Denise stole it. And she sold it under her own name, leaving a paper trail that a child could follow. I contact a lawyer quietly. Nothing official yet. Just questions. Do I have a case? I ask. The lawyer, a sharp woman named Patricia Kim, reviews the documents I've photographed. You have more than a case, she says. You have evidence of theft. If you wanted to press charges, the police would be very interested. But I don't want police. Not yet. I want something better. Something that hurts more than handcuffs. I want Denise to feel exactly what she made me feel. Empty. Betrayed. Powerless. And I want her to watch it happen, knowing she brought it on herself. 2 weeks later, Denise calls me, breathless with excitement. Ella, I've decided to host a charity gala. In your father's honor. My stomach tightens, but I keep my voice neutral. That sounds nice. It'll be at the house. I'm inviting all of your father's friends, his business associates, everyone who cared about him. We'll raise money for heart disease research. A fitting tribute, don't you think? A tribute. Using Dad's death to make herself look good. Classic Denise. When? I ask. Next month. October 15th. Will you help me plan it? This is perfect. Better than perfect. Of course, I say warmly. I'd love to help. Denise gushes about her vision. The flowers she wants. The catering company she's hiring. The dress she's already bought. I want this to be elegant, Ella. Sophisticated. Something your father would have been proud of. My father would have been disgusted. But I don't say that. Instead, I volunteer to handle the invitation list. I know a lot of Dad's colleagues, I offer. Let me make sure we don't forget anyone important. Denise agrees immediately. She's so focused on the attention she'll get, she doesn't see the trap I'm building. One invitation at a time. I become Denise's perfect helper. I respond to her texts within minutes. I agree with all her ideas. I compliment her taste. The gold linens will look stunning, I tell her. And hiring that string quartet was brilliant. She glows under the praise. Thinks she's finally won me over. Thinks I've accepted her as family. Meanwhile, I'm documenting everything. Every conversation. Every decision. Every time she mentions money or Dad's estate. I'm building a file that would make a detective proud. At work, I tell my boss I need a few personal days. Family stuff, I explain vaguely. He doesn't push. Everyone knows my dad died recently. What they don't know is that I'm spending those days tracking down the necklace. Morrison's jewelry store sold it to a collector in Seattle. I contact him through the store. Explain the situation carefully. That necklace was stolen from me, I say. I have proof of ownership. I'm not asking you to give it back for free, but I am asking for first right of refusal if you decide to sell. The collector, an elderly man named Henry Walsh, is surprisingly understanding. I had no idea it was stolen, he says. I bought it in good faith, but I'm not a thief. If you can prove it's yours, we can work something out. While planning the gala, I start planting seeds. Carefully. Quietly. I have tea with Mrs. Henderson, one of Dad's neighbors who loves gossip. It's so kind of Denise to host this gala, I say softly. Especially considering her expenses lately. Did you see her new bracelet? Mrs. Henderson leans in, hungry for information. No, I didn't. Diamonds, I whisper. Must have cost a fortune. Funny timing, right? Just after she sold off some of Dad's collection. I don't say more. Don't need to. Mrs. Henderson's eyes light up with speculation. 2 days later, I'm at the grocery store when I run into Mrs. Patterson, another family friend. Ella, dear, I heard about Denise's bracelet. Is everything okay with your father's estate? The gossip is spreading. Exactly as planned. I look troubled. I'm sure it's fine. Denise said she's just reorganizing assets. But my hesitation speaks louder than my words. By the end of the week, half of Dad's social circle is whispering about Denise's sudden spending. About the expensive jewelry she's wearing. About whether she's managing the estate properly. I don't confirm anything. Don't add fuel directly. I just let doubt grow like mold in dark, damp places. I drive to Seattle on a Saturday to meet Henry Walsh. He's in his 70s, kind eyes behind thick glasses. His house is filled with antique jewelry displays. You're the daughter, he says, shaking my hand. I show him everything. The insurance papers. Photos of Mom wearing the necklace. Documentation proving my identity and relationship. This was stolen from my family home, I explain. Sold without my permission by my stepmother. I've been trying to get it back ever since. Henry examines the documents carefully. I paid $18,000 for it. Beautiful piece. Art Deco period, excellent condition. I can't afford to pay you that much, I admit. But I'm working with a lawyer. There might be legal ways to recover it. Henry is quiet for a long moment. Then he sighs. Keep your money. This belongs with family, not in my collection. I'll work with your lawyer to transfer it back properly. Tears fill my eyes. Real ones this time. Thank you. You have no idea what this means. 2 weeks later, the necklace is legally mine again. Patricia, my lawyer, handles all the paperwork. The transfer is documented, official, ironclad. I don't wear it. Not yet. I lock it in a safety deposit box at my bank. Wait for the perfect moment. I study Denise like she's a design project. She has patterns. Weaknesses. She's obsessed with public image. Obsessed with what people think. She needs to be admired, envied, respected. That's her soft spot. That's where I'll apply pressure. She's particularly competitive with her friend group. Women she grew up with. Women who married richer men or live in bigger houses. Did you see Marjorie's new car? She complains one day. A Tesla. So showy. I nod sympathetically. Your gala will outshine anything Marjorie's done. Denise's eyes brighten. You really think so? Absolutely. This will be the event of the season. I feed her compliments carefully. Talk about how elegant she'll look. How impressed people will be. How everyone will remember this night. She preens under the attention, like a cat being stroked. What Denise doesn't know is that I'm not building her up. I'm building her higher so the fall will hurt more. The higher you climb, the farther you drop. And Denise is about to drop from a very, very high place. I smile, watching her plan her own destruction, thinking it's a triumph. The invitation list becomes my weapon. Denise wants 200 guests. I help her narrow it down to 150. More intimate, I suggest. More meaningful. She agrees. What she doesn't notice is who I'm adding to the list. Dad's lawyer, Richard Morrison. The man who handled his estate. The insurance agent who managed Mom's jewelry policy, Helen Chin. The manager of Morrison's jewelry store, Thomas Morrison, the clerk's boss. Henry Walsh, the collector who returned the necklace. And Patricia Kim, my lawyer. I list them as business associates of Dad's or family friends. Denise doesn't question it. She's too busy picking out flower arrangements. The white roses or the cream, she asks, holding up photos. Cream, I say. More sophisticated. She beams. You have such good taste, Ella. Each invitation goes out with a handwritten note. Most guests get generic messages. But my special guests get something different. Something personal. Something that tells them to watch carefully. To wait for a signal. To be ready. The gala is 3 weeks away. Everything is falling into place. And Denise has no idea she's not planning a party. She's planning her own public execution. Denise insists I attend a dress fitting with her. I want us to look coordinated, she explains. Like a real family. We go to an expensive boutique downtown. Denise tries on a dozen dresses, each more elaborate than the last. She finally chooses a gold sequin gown that probably costs $3,000. Perfect, she announces, admiring herself in the mirror. Your turn, Ella. What color are you thinking? Blue, I say immediately. The saleswoman brings out several options. I choose a simple blue satin gown, elegant but understated. The exact shade of Mom's sapphire. When I step out of the fitting room, Denise's face goes pale. Just for a second. Then she recovers, forcing a smile. That's lovely, dear. Very classic. But her hands tremble slightly as she picks up her purse. She recognizes the color. Knows what it means. Knows I'm remembering Mom. She doesn't say anything, though. Doesn't acknowledge the silent accusation hanging between us. We pay for the dresses. Drive home in uncomfortable silence. The tension in the car is thick enough to choke on. As I get out at my apartment, Denise touches my arm. Ella, are we okay? I smile. Of course. Why wouldn't we be? She searches my face, looking for cracks in my mask. Finds nothing. No reason. See you soon. I watch her drive away, that flicker of fear in her eyes like a candle in the wind. The night before the gala, I can't sleep. I sit in my living room, Mom's photograph on the coffee table. It's my favorite picture of her. She's laughing, head thrown back, pure joy on her face. That's how I want to remember her. Not the sick woman in the hospital bed. Not the pale, thin version who could barely speak at the end. The woman who laughed. Who loved. Who survived storms. Tomorrow, Mom, I whisper to her picture. Tomorrow, Denise finally feels what we felt. There's no anger in my voice anymore. That burned out weeks ago, replaced by something colder. Something more permanent. Resolve. Determination. The absolute certainty that what I'm doing is right. I think about calling Patricia, making sure everything is ready. But I don't need to. We've planned this perfectly. Every detail. Every moment. Every potential problem has a solution. Denise walked into this trap willingly. Eagerly. She built the stage for her own downfall and called it a party. All I had to do was let her. I finally fall asleep around 3 in the morning, Mom's picture still on the table, her frozen smile watching over me like a guardian angel with a taste for justice. The gala starts at 7. I arrive early to help with final preparations. The house looks incredible. White and cream flowers everywhere. String quartet in the corner. Catering staff moving efficiently through the kitchen. Denise is in her element, directing everything like a conductor. She's wearing the gold sequin dress, her hair swept up elegantly. She looks beautiful. Happy. Victorious. It's perfect, I tell her honestly. Dad would have loved this. She squeezes my hand, eyes shining. Thank you for saying that. And thank you for helping. I couldn't have done this without you. The guests start arriving. Dad's friends, colleagues, business partners. They hug me, offer condolences, compliment the house. Denise works the room expertly, accepting praise and sympathy with practiced grace. I notice Richard Morrison arrive, then Helen Chin, then Thomas from the jewelry store. Patricia Kim slips in quietly, blending with the crowd. Henry Walsh is the last to arrive, looking uncomfortable in a suit. Everything is ready. Everyone is in place. The trap is set. All that's left is for it to spring shut. At 8 o'clock, Denise taps her champagne glass for attention. The crowd quiets. She stands near the fireplace, positioned like she's about to give a speech. Which she is. Thank you all for coming, she begins, her voice carrying across the room. Tonight is about celebrating my late husband, James Monroe. About honoring his memory and his legacy. She talks about Dad's kindness, his generosity, his love for family. Some of it is even true. James would have wanted us to come together in his memory, to support causes he believed in, to take care of each other. The crowd nods, appreciating her words. Then Denise reaches for her neck, pulling out a necklace she's been hiding under her dress. The sapphire glints under the chandelier lights. Mom's necklace. I stop breathing. She's wearing it. Actually wearing it. This necklace, Denise continues, belonged to James's first wife, Eleanor. I wear it tonight to honor her memory too. To show that family bonds transcend. That's interesting, a voice calls out. Thomas Morrison steps forward. Because I sold that exact necklace to a collector in Seattle 3 weeks ago. The room goes silent. Denise's face drains of color. Cameras come out. People start whispering. There must be some mistake, Denise stammers. But Thomas shakes his head. No mistake. I have the receipt. You sold it to my store for $18,000 on September 20th. I remember clearly. Richard Morrison, the lawyer, moves closer. Denise, that necklace was listed in James's estate as belonging to his daughter, Ella. It was never yours to sell. Helen Chin, the insurance agent, joins them. The policy is in Eleanor Monroe's name, with Ella listed as beneficiary. Selling it without permission constitutes insurance fraud. Denise's mouth opens and closes. No words come out. She looks at me across the room. Her eyes are wide, panicked. Ella, please. Tell them there's been a misunderstanding. The entire party is watching us now. Waiting. I walk slowly toward her, my blue dress catching the light. I stop 3 feet away, close enough to see the fear in her eyes. The only misunderstanding, I say clearly, is you thinking you'd get away with stealing from me. Patricia Kim appears at my side, holding a folder. I'm Ella's attorney. We've documented everything. The theft, the illegal sale, the insurance fraud. Miss Fletcher, you should probably contact a lawyer. Denise's friends step back, physically distancing themselves from her. The cameras keep flashing. The whispers grow louder. Denise reaches for my arm, desperate. Ella, please, I can explain. I step out of her reach. You wore my mother's stolen necklace to a party honoring my father. There's nothing to explain. Then I turn and walk away, leaving her standing alone in the center of the room, exposed and ruined, exactly like she deserves. Within a week, Denise's perfect life collapses. The insurance company launches an investigation into fraud. They discover she filed a false claim about the necklace being lost, trying to collect twice. The police get involved. Charges are filed. Theft. Fraud. Filing false insurance claims. Her bank accounts freeze while investigators dig through her finances. They find she's been systematically selling Dad's belongings for months. His watch. His coin collection. Art from the house. Anything valuable that she could claim was hers by marriage. Turns out the diamond bracelet, the new furniture, the expensive clothes, all bought with money from selling my family's possessions. The house gets seized as part of the investigation. Assets frozen. Friends stop calling. Her charity board asks her to resign. The social circle she cared so much about turns their backs completely. I watch it all happen from a distance. Calm. Quiet. Unmoved. This isn't revenge. This is justice. This is consequences. This is what happens when you steal from the wrong person. Patricia handles everything legally. I don't have to do anything except exist. The evidence speaks for itself. Denise starts calling me. 10 times a day. 20. I don't answer. She leaves voicemails. Long, rambling messages. First angry. You ungrateful brat. After everything I did for you. Then desperate. Please, Ella. We can fix this. I'll pay you back. Then pathetic. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I listened to exactly one voicemail. Just one. Her voice is shaking, crying. I know I was wrong. I know I hurt you. But please, please help me. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. Tell them you gave me permission. I'll do anything. I delete it. Block her number. She shows up at my apartment building. The doorman calls me. There's a woman here named Denise Fletcher. She says she needs to talk to you. Tell her I'm not available. She's crying pretty hard, Miss Monroe. Says it's an emergency. It's not my emergency. Please ask her to leave. She shows up at my office. Security escorts her out. She waits outside the building for 3 hours before finally giving up. She sends letters, emails, messages through mutual friends, all saying the same thing. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please help me. I don't respond. Not once. She made her choice. Now she lives with it. 3 months after the gala, I'm having coffee with Patricia in her office. The legal proceedings are moving forward. Denise will likely face jail time. Probation at minimum. She's ruined, Patricia says, reviewing the case file. Lost everything. House, money, reputation. All gone. I sip my coffee. Feel nothing. She ruined herself. I just made sure people saw it. Patricia studies me. No regrets. None. Most people would feel something. Guilt, maybe. Or satisfaction. I think about that. About whether I should feel different than I do. I feel peaceful, I say finally. Like something that was wrong is now right. That's the truth. I'm not celebrating Denise's destruction. I'm not throwing parties or bragging about revenge. I just feel settled. Complete. Like a wound that finally stopped bleeding. The necklace is back in my possession legally and permanently. I wear it sometimes now. When I need to feel close to Mom. When I need reminded that justice exists. When I need to know that people who hurt you don't always win. 6 months later, I'm standing on Cannon Beach, watching the Pacific crash against the rocks. The sapphire necklace glints in the afternoon sun. I touch it gently, the way Mom used to. I kept it safe, Mom, I whisper. Just like I promised. It took longer than expected, but I kept it safe. The wind carries my words away. A seagull cries overhead. The ocean keeps its steady rhythm. Somewhere in Portland, Denise is facing consequences. Her trial is next month. She's staying with her sister, broke and disgraced. She still sends me letters occasionally. Still asking for forgiveness. For help. For mercy. I don't read them anymore. Just throw them away unopened. Forgiveness is an ode. It's chosen. And I choose peace instead. Peace in knowing I fought for what was mine. Peace in knowing Mom would be proud. Peace in knowing that some storms you survive, and some storms you create for the people who hurt you. My phone buzzes. A text from Patricia. Final restitution hearing next week. Denise is required to pay back everything she stole. Full amount. I smile and put my phone away. The necklace feels warm against my skin. I close my eyes and listen to the waves. Mom was right. Beauty survives storms. So does justice. You just have to be patient enough to see it through.